there, everyone. Lestat the Monster Man here. Now, normally my business partner Chloe Bug is the voice of all of our talk videos, but she is working on a personal art project of hers that y'all will likely be seeing pretty soon. So today, I will be doing a talk video all on my own. Now, as my username and drawings imply, I am a monster enthusiast. Monsters have always been a real fascination of mine for as long as I can remember. They can come in almost every shape and size that y'all can think of, and new ones are being imagined almost every year. For this video, though, we will be discussing the more famous creatures that the world has come to know and oftentimes love. Some of y'all watching may have an OC or two, or even an avatar that might be one of these species. Some were made from the minds of some of the most famous writers in history, or from your favorite video games, while others have been a long-time part of the myths or religions of one culture or another. While I'm describing these 10 species, please keep in mind that my descriptions are entirely based in fiction and my interpretations of it, and the credibility of them can depend on your interpretation of them. With that in mind, let's take a look at my top 10 favorite species of monsters. Number 10. Skeletons. These days, skeletons are one of the least scary monsters you'll ever know. In most RPGs, they're usually the weakest enemies, and they normally sound like these guys. Nowadays, they are typically used for comic relief, and that's why people love them so much. You are sure to get a laugh out of their wacky antics and goofy shenanigans, not to mention all the bone puns that usually accompanies them. Just be careful which skeletons you decide to mess with, since some only appear weak. Skeletons can be a bit more dangerous than some games give them credit for. Seriously, what's a sword or spear gonna do against nothing but bones? Number 9. Gargoyles. Gargoyles are magical beasts that are either completely made of stone or can turn to stone. When they stand still, they can easily be mistaken as ordinary demonic statues. This is especially true when they are perched on top of large buildings during the daytime, especially cathedrals. They first appeared around the 13th century France as a means of disposing rainwater. They were named after the French word gargouille, which means gargle. Yeah. While the name isn't very majestic sounding when you know the meaning of it, these beasts of the night can be not only creepy to look at when standing still, but can be downright intimidating when fully active at nighttime. Despite being made of stone, they can fly around quite gracefully. Some gargoyles can switch between statue and beast mode at will, usually to catch and hide unwitting trespassers or prey by surprise. Others must sleep as statues during the day and awaken as beasts during the nighttime. So if you see any of these statues and feel like you're being watched, you likely are. Number 8. Orcs. Created from the mind of J.R.R. Tolkien and his Lord of the Rings books, orcs were originally a warmongering species inspired by Genghis Khan's Mongol warriors, as well as various barbarian tribes. These guys loved to fight. Since Tolkien's time, however, other variations of orcs have been made. From the famous green-skinned orcs from World of Warcraft, who value strength and honor, to the perverted pig-headed orcs often found in anime. No, seriously, literal pig heads. While combat and pillaging are still quite common for orcs, they now prefer to fight on more honorable terms. They do not like to murder those that can't defend themselves, but may be eager to fight those that can. Some also like to commune with nature and spirits and such via shamanistic rituals, in order to provide advice and guidance to the rest of their people. Other orcs also like to hunt, build, craft, and or ride. They definitely have come a long way since their days of origin. Number 7. Wendigos. Wendigos originate from the tales of various indigenous tribes, which were often told as a means to warn others about the horrors of cannibalism. According to the legend, any human that commits cannibalism would become cursed by a spirit Regardless of appearance, their behavior is usually the same. They eat anything that they can find that has flesh, even each other if necessary. And they are extremely gruesome about it. I almost wasn't going to mention Wendigos in this video because it's considered a curse to talk about them to people outside of those indigenous tribes. Number 6. Vampires. Vampires are one of those monsters that shouldn't need an explanation because of how popular they are. They're the pale-skinned bloodsuckers of the night that can transform into bats. Their bites can turn people into other vampires. And they hate garlic, sunlight, and wooden stakes to the heart. Vampires originated from an old superstition in the Middle Ages that caused people to accuse some plague victims, living or dead, of feeding on blood. Though some had come up with a concept that it was inspired by the tyrannical Transylvanian king, Vlad the Impaler, who also liked to drink the blood of his enemies. I think the reason for people's mistaking on that regard is the many similarities that Vlad the Impaler had to Bram Stoker's story of Count Dracula, the most famous vampire in the world. Ever since Dracula was published, vampires seem to have a bigger impact on the world than any other monster. So big, in fact, there are actual people all over the world that actually claim to be vampires. And yes, they do drink human blood. From willing donors. Number 5. Fairies. Okay, so maybe I'm being a little biased here on behalf of my fairy co-creator, Chloe Bug. Fairies were inspired by the stories of nymphs from Greek mythological stories. Nymphs were small, beautiful creatures created by the gods to protect the earth. However, during the 1400s, people of medieval England came up with the concept of fairies being either the benevolent or mischievous, tiny, winged magical creatures that we know them as today. By benevolent, I mean fairies that tend to nature and everything living in it, seemingly granting gifts via magic to mortals, or may have simply taken an interest in mortals, maybe even fall in love with one. By mischievous, I mean fairies that will enjoy playing tricks on mortals that can range from mildly annoying to straight up deadly. It was these supposed tricks that caused the British to be more afraid of fairies than they were of any quote-unquote evil. I think Chloe Buck would appreciate that. Number 4. Liches. You know everything I said about skeletons being comic relief? That's almost never the case for their more magically inclined counterparts. These powerful undead practitioners of necromancy can be very powerful. Unlike most other undead creatures, there are extremely few liches, and they usually have actual names. A lich is what's left of a powerful wizard who used their magic to willingly become undead so that they can eternally search for knowledge, riches, magical items, more power, or any combination of the above. This usually leads to some very dark roads that many will shun or even hunt such a wizard for. Usually this is justified since some liches love to invade and slaughter with their nearly endless undead hordes of skeletons, zombies, ghosts, and other nightmarish things. As dark and twisted as that may sound, there are some liches that are far more good than they look, and believe me, they look very evil. Number 3. Concubine. Remember that fairy bias I mentioned earlier? I'm definitely being biased with this choice, but I'm certain that my avatar would not be this type of demon if I didn't like them. A concubus is a type of demon that is infamously known for its powers of lust. With its power to disguise itself as any mortal, paired with its ability to induce lust in any such mortal, these masters of the world's oldest profession can pretty much have their way with almost anyone they want. A concubus on the giving end is known as an incubus, like my avatar, while the one on the receiving end is the more famously known succubus. You would think with the world we live in now, these kinds of demons would be absolutely ridiculed to oblivion. Oh wait, no it won't. This isn't Twitter. But seriously, when you disregard the origins of why concubines seduce mortals, a topic way too explicit for this channel, seducing people into getting in on with them or other people isn't the absolute worst thing a demon can do. Not to mention, VivziePop made that concept look good. Number 2. Trolls. No, not the people on the internet dedicated to making everybody else's lives miserable. I'm talking about, well, actually, trolls probably have a greater variety than any other monster on this list. Big or small, leathery or hairy, big noses or big toeses, primitive or civilized, living in caves or living under bridges, the list can go on. And that variety is one thing I love about trolls. However, many versions of the troll share two things in common. First, their naturally fast regeneration. Some trolls regenerate so quickly that one could get beheaded and regrow a new head in a matter of seconds. This makes trolls almost impossible to kill without fire or poison. Second is a diet of consisting mostly of humanoid flesh. While some eat exclusively human, others may resort to cannibalism. Oh god, humans turning Wendigo are bad enough. I hope trolls are excluded from that rule. And finally, number 1. Dragons. Dragons have been a part of many cultural myths for centuries, spanning from Western Europe all the way to China. Just like the trolls, dragons come in a variety of shapes and sizes, and depending on where you are at, they can mean different things. In one place, a dragon can be a symbol of prosperity and fortune. In another, it can be an omen of death and destruction, courtesy of the dragon itself. However, they have come a long way from their days of strictly kidnapping princesses and breathing fire. There are all sorts of traits that dragons can have. Along with breathing fire, they can also breathe other things such as ice, lightning, acid, various gases, and even less conventional things. They also have different various physical features such as fast flying, spiked or plated appendages, plated heads, horned noses, and even luxurious manes. And just like most other creatures mentioned on this list, they are not all evil. Despite all the changes that they have gone through, dragons continue to remain one of the most iconic monsters of all time. So, those are my top 10 favorite monsters. Do you like most of them? Or is there a different species that is your favorite? Feel free to talk about it in the comments section of this video. And if you like seeing more content from me or Chloe Pug, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, or follow us on our listed socials in the description. With all that said, take care of one another, and we love you bunches. Later.